Hi, my name is Becca Andrews, and I chose to write a paper on the masks and their history and what they're like today, based off of what we've read and what we've learned throughout this class. So that's what I chose to write about. If you hear any weird sounds, my dog is sort of hovering in the background, so she might make an appearance, but this is what you get when you record in your home. So this is the paper that I wrote for this project, and I hope you like it. So I'm just going to start reading and go from there. Since the origins of theater developed in ancient Greece, the depiction of a character has included many variables aside from just the actor's portrayal alone. Entertainment through performance required a storyline, a director, a scenery, stage, and actors, and several other aids to result in an enjoyable performance. The actors needed to be believable in their roles. Throughout world history, masks and costume have played a vital role in transforming the performance experience. Ancient rituals stemming from Africa to the Native American tribes have included masks, wild costumes, and face paint to transform oneself into someone or something else, and the mask itself hails from ancient Greece. How believable would Mike Myers have been in the Halloween franchise without his iconic mask? In A Midsummer Night's Dream, how would the transformation of Bottom into a donkey have fared if it couldn't have been portrayed physically on stage? Part of the theatrical experience is that the audience gets to visit the place of stories and tales through the actors' performances, and to become the full experience they need to be as convincing as possible. In this paper, I will discuss the historical aspects of masks on stage and how they developed for the theater, and how the art of disguise is still practiced through the use of masks and stage makeup to achieve the same goals as time progressed. Makeup as a tool continues the legacy of importance of masks, and the result is the transformation of actors we continue to see in performances of these actors today. The first theater masks emerged in ancient Greece around the 5th century BC, and while no remnants of any masks remain archived in the world's museums, vases from the same time period document the utilization of masks in the earliest performances. In Greek, the term mask represents persona, and they served as a means to worship the Greek god Dionysus. Dionysus was the god of fertility and wine, affiliated with the grape harvest and religious ecstasy. He was also considered the patron of arts and the god connected with the theater. A festival was held in Greece every year as vines began to produce leaves, and the main focus of the festival of Dionysus was to participate and celebrate the theater. Plays were typically written and rehearsed specifically for the festival, and as a tribute to the god, directors and actors wanted their performances to be the best they could be. This meant incorporating not only an interesting story, but also included acrobatics, sound, and visual effects, extravagant costumes, and of course, masks of all kinds. At the time, men were the only ones allowed to participate in theater, or anywhere for that matter, and any female roles were allotted to a man instead. To make this believable, actors would need to dress up to change their persona and transform themselves into a woman, or god, or beast, or whichever role they needed to play, which resulted in a new influx for these facial decorations we refer to today as masks. Illustrations of the first theatrical masks from the 5th century resembled helmets, covering the entire face and head, and leaving holes cut for the mouth and the eyes. Ancient Greek depictions, painted on their pottery, showed the masks covering the faces of those wearing them, demonstrating the way in which the mask was supposed to melt into the face and allow the actor to blend in their role. This would allow the Greek actors to become much more believable to his audience. The goal was for the details of the masks to entice the audience into believing in the characters before them. Artisans responsible for creating masks were referred to as skupoi, I butchered that word, meaning maker of the properties. Their masks were once constructed of organic materials, not intended to last, which is why there are no lingering remnants to study today. The organic materials used were stiffened linen, leather, wood, or cork, and many included a wig made from animal or human hair. It was believed that the voluptuous wigs actually served to cover the rest of the head, allowing that actor to hear and maintain good balance. This would establish that the masks were not actually helmet-shaped at all, but just a facial covering with a heady wig. The mask and eye openings were small to add to the illusion provided by the mask and making the actor as unrecognizable as possible. Okay. Masks have served as parts of the costume since theater originated. They earned a higher demand as the focus on entertainment for the audience became a prominent theme in the development of theater. How do masks play a role in the theater today? With special effects, makeup, latex, the need for traditional masks is no longer as prominent. However, like all other art forms, the new developments in character disguise have emerged into the entertainment scene. The role of the mask is to disguise the actor while drawing attention to specific details that make the character unique. While masks hailed from ancient Greece, stage makeup has roots there as well. Both have been used throughout history, but today makeup surfaces more frequently as the medium for character identification and distinctness. The Greek actor Thespis was the first person recorded as a user of stage makeup. To stand out amongst the chorus, he painted a toxic concoction of white lead and mercuric sulfide to create a white and red face paint. Makeup gained more notoriety in the 1500s and 1600s. In the 1500s, medieval performers used face paint to depict certain characters. Performers in Elizabethan England used chalk and soot on their faces to depict characters and convey recognizable expressions. These crude methods of face painting would need to develop after stages acquired artificial lighting, resulting in the desire for a more polished and professional makeup style. On the modern stage, makeup is a necessity because powerful stage lighting removes all dimension from the person's face and can even make the colors on masks difficult to notice. In the past, stages were lit by candlelight or performed in natural light, allowing for crude makeup and mask application. Makeup assists in defining the facial features to either ensure a natural appearance or to elaborate on the character at hand. For the cinema, specifically designed makeup was created so that cameras could film closely without picking up on where the makeup is applied. This led to the invention of grease paint and other cosmetics designed specifically for the stage. Grease paint gained so much popularity, as did pigmented powders, that would radically elaborate the faces of actors and actresses. These new inventions would push stage makeup to the front lines of theater trends, surpassing the need for masks and entering into a new time for character definement. The goal of masks and theatrical makeup is inseparable from the act of performance itself. The aim of theatrical makeup is to delineate and enhance the role of the character and give performers an additional tool for conveying the characters being performed. Stage makeup is often used to create visual effects that will be readily interpreted by the audience. Stage makeup is typically much more colorful and graphic than ordinary cosmetic makeup, as the goal is not to adorn the character, but to really transform the appearance. It can seem excessive and exaggerated, but it works when the audience views the actor from a distance. Theatrical makeup is also heavier, denser, and more pigmented than ordinary cosmetics, and it is often drawn straight on the face or blended into prosthetics to create characters like Jim Carrey's version of The Grinch, for example, or characters from Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland, or a Broadway performance of Beauty and the Beast, just to name a few. For many performers, the act of putting on makeup is an important part of the ritual of preparing for a performance. It allows the performer to become one with the role of the character as their makeup is applied. While the use of traditional masks remains significant in theater today, the emergence of stage makeup and the reliance actors and actresses have on it has made it the newest necessity in performance culture. With the change in lighting and the expectations of audiences as time progressed, the wow factor needed to grow as well. Makeup allows for more fluidity and more impact than a mask would, as masks include a physical barrier between the actor and the audience, while makeup is one with the character, as a person who tries to blend into the role would be. The concept hailed from ancient Greece and has led to the age where no face is bare any longer. Makeup is to serve as the modern-day mask. Where things will continue from here is unknown, but without the influence and legacy of mask making, theater may never become part of may never have become the entertainment it is today. It's my alarm, so I know I'm making good time. The importance of keeping the character believable will keep the market busy for masks and makeup styles that make the magic of performance physical and real. So that's my paper on masks and makeup and where we stand today. My real reason behind writing it is I love the history of masks, and I think that's just always been the most interesting part, how the actor changes from a person to something else, which is why I chose to write it. And I see when we go to performances or go to the movies, we see how big a role makeup has on the actors today and how they use it. And so for me, that's where I drew the connection between masks and where we are today. So I just thought it would be interesting to see how I could read on the history of masks and then see how it applies today. And so that's why I chose to write about masks and makeup, and I hope that you guys liked it, and just let me know what you think. Sorry my dog crashed the party, but I don't mind it, so thanks.